I'm Heinz Wells. If we were under Obamacare, I wouldn't be here today. I'm sucking some oxygen. I just had a defibrillator put in several years ago. I went through several stent operations, a bypass, and a restructuring of my heart. But I know that I wouldn't have gotten it under Obamacare. Yesterday, I made an important phone call that I hope maybe some of you might also make. This is my AARP card. I called them up and I said, cancel my membership. They asked me why. I told them. Thank you for your interest, they said. There's a couple of statistics I want you to be aware of as well that have nothing to do with our current topic of the health care. Soon Congress will let the tax cuts that brought this nation some resemblance of economic recovery to lapse. If it does, it will cost our businesses $2.4 trillion. But what that works out to be for the average person is, or at least 100 million Americans, it's going to cost $1,700. 17 million seniors, it's going to cost $2,000. 26 million small business owners will cost $3,637. Did you know that the tax cuts in 2003 created 8.3 million new jobs? They created them by small business. Government didn't create them. Government only transfers. Keep that in mind and tell your congressman, keep those tax cuts in place.
My name is Douglas James Burrell. I drafted in the Army during Vietnam. I taught class at the Army Engineer School. I was on the drill team. My both parents are buried in Arlington National Cemetery. And I was down by the White House, by the Hay Adams Hotel. Had a cup of coffee. I think it cost $5.50. And juice costs about $6, and I recommend that's $11. And our fair-haired lobbyists spend a little bit more of that than our money doing things that maybe don't represent us as well as this congressman do. I want to show you something. I'm a voter. In 2001, I took a Chesapeake Bay skipjack, 18 feet on deck, 4-foot bowsprit, legally, with permission of the United States Coast Guard, to Cuba. I've been working with Bill Troxell, who's mayor of Gettysburg, with their Sister Cities program with Leon, Nicaragua. I've been there twice, and I assure you, there is more government intervention in our lives than those two countries that we call socialists or communists. If you don't believe me, just go there. This TV was confiscated by some people that wanted it. I took it there so I'd have a safe way to look at the weather and return. I met some interesting people down there in Cuba. However, in Nicaragua, I wanted to mention in their capital, Managua, there's a cathedral. And I've been to many cathedrals in a few countries down there and up in this country as well, and in Europe. And I'm telling you, it looks like it's ready to fall down, and they've let it go down. Our place as citizens has also fallen astray. We get the kind of government we tolerate, and therefore we get the kind of government we deserve. We need to participate in it and be active and vote our conscience and encourage the people that represent us to represent us and our interests and be willing to listen to others. But also, let ourselves be heard, because if we don't, we'll lose our position. I have a relative His name was Aaron Burr. He almost beat, he shot Hamilton. Well, they should have let their seconds do a little bit better job. It has to do with communication. So I think we need to improve our communication with ourselves, our representatives, and like I said, we get the kind of government we tolerate. And I think it's time we start to rethink that. Thank you very much.
Blaine, I just wanted to note that I didn't talk about health care because I didn't need to, because Dr. Vitarello did such a great job. I want to thank you for joining me on 2 of my teletown halls. We called 180,000 registered voters. 20,000 registered voters were home, and we spent more than 6 hours talking with them in 3 town hall meetings. Dr. Vitarello, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman. All right, we got 5 more minutes, Steve. We'll come forward, Steve Berman.
Glad to be here. Reminds me of April 15th when I ran to Lot 2. I'd like to remind everybody that in the course of the day, when I mentioned to people I was coming out here to be with my friends and like-minded people, a lot of folks wanted to know, what are you doing coming out on 9/11 to talk about things like health care and taking back your government? And they did not get the connection. So I'd like to appeal to everybody here and remind you, if you're confronted by your friends and they want to know what you're doing out in the rain, don't be shy about it, be proud about it. I can't think of a more patriotic thing to be doing on an afternoon like this. It makes a lot of sense to me. After World War II, the great fear of the nation was the buildup of the military-industrial complex. What we have right now, I'd like to call the government-industrial complex. It's around us, it's viral. The mere fact that you're here today gives me great hope. A great philosopher, Mahatma Gandhi, once said, if you do something, you may never know the result of what you do. But if you do nothing, surely the result will be nothing. So take the message forward.
Thank you for coming out. Now go get involved and take